section called San Clemente. And I would like to ask each of you a question. Have I ever invited you into my home? I'm not inviting you into my home now. That's fine. The other thing I'd like to say is to get respect, you have to give respect. The other thing that needs to be told, I live in America, and I have a constitutional right to decide on who, what comes in my home. You're not invited. The companies that you're snuggling up with are not invited. And I don't want any part of it. And I suggest if your little feelings are hurt, you grow some tough skin, because that's what you got on the board for. Thank you for your input. Go ahead.
I'm Trish Hope in the Elderberry Drive. I just want, first of all, I had Spectrum. I told Spectrum to leave my house because they could not get the transmission from my living room to my bedroom without me paying more money for a booster. I pay less than what you're talking about to Frontier, and they're able to get it to go all over my house. And secondly, if we allow you to tell us we have to have Spectrum, are you next going to tell us all we have to have a particular phone company, where to buy our groceries, who can cut our hair? I mean, you just are overstepping the boundaries of what I think is correct. I don't think anybody has a right to tell us which company we can use, and I want to have the right to tell the company I don't like to get out of my house. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lily Pine Drive, Forest Green. I am not that technical, and this was an education for me today with all the comments about the different ways to have the services. I would think if this board was really serious about respecting the residents, that you would form an ad hoc committee of all these smart people that offered you alternatives. Because how much do you really know? When the attorney that knows John, when he made the comment, he was very verbal at that time when the attorneys were being interviewed, and he said, "Oh, there's a lot of rules and regulations and many things pertaining to the Spectrum type of deal." Now, I don't know if you've looked into that. And the attorney says, "Go ahead with it." What does "go ahead with it" mean? That you could vote for it, or just do what we did today, which you weren't going to do because you were almost intimidated into really continuing with what you already knew, but you originally said you did. So with the show with everybody here. So I would hope that indeed with the manager, with the board, you would ask some of these people if they would sit in with you. So you're making an intelligent, smart decision for everybody concerned. I do pay over $200 a month, and I pay it, and I'm not, my kids keep saying we're going to change it, but they never do, so I don't worry about it. But indeed, to me, going into our homes and telling us this, I think you're overstepping your bounds as volunteers. Can you imagine if you actually voted for this? Now you would be enemies of all these people that are here now. So really, I'm not kidding. And indeed, and Barry, at first Barry said when he walked in, he thought the $50 was good, but as he kept listening, he changed his mind and said he would vote no. But Barry, your inference was that you were going to vote yes for it. So again, I'm here 20 years, and I always keep saying in the past, if anything, they always use intelligent resident people with background to be on an ad hoc committee with the board to make a decision for all concerned, not just for yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Hi, Vinny DiPietro. LeMay, sorry, I burst it out before, but the comment about boards and condos pushed it through is not true because the people voted on it before it was put into action. But what bothers me most about this is that we are a community of 2,000 homes, and if we, thanks. If not everybody's included, my first question is why? And if the amount is at $53, you're talking about $1.3 billion a year, and over a period of 5 years, almost a $7 million contract. And of course, Spectrum wants that. They work on volume, not on the amount of money that they're collecting. They look at a community like this and they're seeing a $7 million contract. Whether or not you get this or that requires them to throw a switch. So my feelings that this is $53 are that you should go back to them and tell them, yeah, give us the same package at $38, $39. Then you've got a deal. Then a lot of people will say, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be in favor of it, but at least you have a deal. Right now, you don't have a deal as compared to what the condos have, or what they may have. Lakeside, I was president when we negotiated that deal. Right now, we're paying less than $50 a month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Duff. I live over on Tanapa Loop. I'm John Duff, and I live over on Tanapa Loop. I want to bring up an issue that hasn't been mentioned yet, but I think it needs to be looked at too, and that is your typical TV programs, say a half-hour newscast. In a half-hour newscast, what do we get? We probably get 10 minutes of news at the most and 20 minutes of commercials. And this is going to go on and on and on. And Spectrum or none of these others are making money on it too, and they haven't done anything about it. That's it.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon, Mary Noctegal. Hello, good afternoon, Mary Noctegal. Thank you for what you do. You know it's difficult, but we should have a choice. I have Spectrum. I pay $180 a month to do what I want. So I don't want you telling me what to do. That's the only reason I came today, because I feel I have the right to choose what I want, not you choosing for me. Thank you for your work.
Thank you. The last person is, what is this? Jim? He's the last. We're not going to take, well, Louise is last. We're not going to take any more because, yeah, we have a lot more to cover in this meeting besides this.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Jim Nagel.
Quiet, please.
My name is Jim Nagel. I live in Capri too. And I've looked at the numbers and compared, and I am against it. But I really think it's a disgrace when people accusing the board of either not being prepared or having an ulterior motive, or I have utmost respect. I know most of the people on the board. I'm convinced that you're acting in the best interest and listening to what we do. And for people to imply otherwise is really, it's a commentary on our community, and it kind of makes me sad. We know nothing but gratitude for what you do. We, at least I, disagree on this one issue, but that's not to imply any wrongdoing or any having a financial interest, like somebody's paying you off. I don't believe that, and I thank the board.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate that.
Louise Glass, can you hear me? Okay, I'm a peacemaker and I can't stand the conflict between the residents and the board. But I do want to thank all the people that stood up. A lot of it made sense. I thank the ones that just came, the ones that spoke, and I was going to speak about how bad I felt for the poor people that can't afford the $50. I've been there, I know what it's like. But now I feel sorry for the board. I know your intentions are good, I know all of you, and I like you, love you all, but this has got to stop. I don't think there should be any more voting or talking about it. If you heard this many people being so angry and so not wanting it, I would beg you to drop it.
Thank you, Louise. Tanya?
State law, everybody gets 3 minutes, state law. Everyone follow the rules. please.
Yes, I
Thank
know
you.
that. Thank you very much, but we have you can talk, but we're just having you to the end because
Everyone gets 3 minutes, there is no end. Stop changing the rules to fit your agenda. Go ahead. Hi, I'm from the HOA board, and I'm here to help. That's the second scariest thing I've heard in my lifetime.
Brenda, do you want to speak? No? Okay. Oh, okay, go ahead.
All right. I appreciate what Jim said. I am offended by the fact that people would even hint that this volunteer board would take kickbacks. There is no one, whether I agree with the other board members or disagree, there is no one on this board that would be taking kickbacks. We are trying to do the best for Timber Oaks. You're not going to agree with everything we do all the time. And I would ask that every condo association look at their budgets to see how much they are actually paying. I know I am in Capri too, which you heard Julio and Louise speak at. But when you divide the $25,000 by which is what is in our budget for Spectrum, and you divide it by the 38 people in Capri 2, it will come out to $53 and change. And it is less of a package than this package. And when I moved into Capri 2, which was 11 years ago, something like or 12, we didn't have internet, but we had the cable. And then they offered us internet for, I believe at that time it was $3 more a unit. And that's where we're at that, which we've renewed. I'm just saying for all the condos, please figure out how much you're really paying and what you're getting for. And we would definitely entertain a meeting of the boards, of the condo boards, and the board and with Spectrum. I will tell you, I will not vote for anything that will hurt the condos. The big problem with the condos changing package is because condos fiscal year is January through December. Ours is July through June. So there's a half year where there would be a problem because of collecting money, who's collecting it or not. We would not double bill anybody. So I'm just saying, we would love to set up a meeting with the condo boards and Spectrum and some of the board members.
Okay. Yes, when we have all of the information with the actual last proposal, we will make sure that everybody has that offered to them. So, we did. Okay, election, which this board is really happy to see happen. Election for a date for the, meet the candidates. Okay. Do I have a member, anybody from the, board here? From the election committee, I mean? Yeah, we do, Lanny. We need to get a time for the meeting, that meet the candidates. A date and time. What? Quiet from the residents, please, so we can finish this. I know you're not interested, but, you know.
We haven't found any candidates yet.
Oh. But we can do we can schedule it before we get all the candidates, and then we'll just cancel it.
The second notice goes out March 11th. Okay. So last year we did it 4 days later, so we have. So here's the second notice.
Could we please have it quiet? Thank you, let's be courteous, we'd like to get through this, it's already 2:30. Come on. I know. But we gotta have room for you guys to practice, so we gotta get out of here. Okay, Lanny.
Okay, we could propose the candidates night for the March 9th at 5 o'clock.
I'm sorry if that is my birthday, and also, it is also the day my husband is having a procedure. It's just a fun day.
Well, we'll just party at the. Okay, thank you. All in favor on the board? Oh, we have to have a motion, right?
Yeah.
Or do we?
I make a motion that we have the Meet the Candidates Night on March 9th, 2022 at 5 p.m. here.
I have a question.
Why are you eliminating all the people that go to work? Well, if you have it at 5 o'clock, then the people that work in Timber Oaks may not be able to.
We can change it, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. I would
Debbie, is
suggest,
there a later time on that
Is-
date?
we used to have them at 7,
Let's do it at 7?
Last year it was at
so
5
that the
o'clock.
people
The
that
year
work
before
could
was 7
attend.
PM. It's at the board's discretion.
Let's do 7 so we can include it.
Yeah, let's do 7.
Okay, can you revise the motion to be March 9th, 2022 at 7 p.m.?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, we have to vote on the budget committee. Sue, do you have there's no fines and suspensions, so that's why I'm skipping over it.
I move that the following people be on the budget committee: Karen Fritsch, Chris Dabrowski, Patty Weislick, Peggy Byrne, Rob Sinowitsky, I never said his name right, Dave Toller, and Jennifer Smiley.
Second.
Okay, are there any questions from the board? Okay. I have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, budget committee has been,
Well, they pick their chairman from,
Just
Yeah.
from themselves.
okay. We have a new sound system in here, which you can see is really loud. I would like to have one person from each group that uses the microphones, like somebody from Kaleidoscope, somebody from Live Oaks, somebody from Bingo, karaoke, you use your own stuff? Okay, then we don't have to have anybody from there. Corraliers, we're gonna have a class where you're gonna learn what you can and cannot do with that. There's a sign-up sheet. Debbie, did you put it? It's right here. Okay, there's a sign-up sheet right up here by the computer, and you can sign up with your name and phone number, and then Rick Cormier is going to figure out a time that he can do this and have people come in. This way, we won't have anybody fooling with it that could break it, and it costs quite a lot of money. Yeah, that isn't trained on doing it. I mean, myself included, I wouldn't dare touch it till I knew how. Okay. Is there any other information about that anybody wants?
No, but if Jane wants us to go and learn how to use the other, I have no problem with that.
Okay. No, it's Rick Cormier that's gonna show.
I know, but Edward should be karaoke.
Oh, okay.
We wouldn't have to bring mine.
Well, he's on the board, so somebody from the board should learn as well. Ann,
Yeah, I just want to say, that is loud. My husband's already been trained by Rick and he's been using it. So I don't know if you want him to still go.
well, yeah, we kind of want everybody to be on the same page.
he works with Rick for Kaleidoscope, so he can check.
Yeah, check with Rick. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, correspondence. We have one thing in correspondence. Is Virginia Weary here? Okay, Virginia, come on up. Come on down.
My first board meeting.
And what a doozy it's been.
Find time to come to this.
I didn't even want to come to this, but Mr. John called me a liar, so here I am. I'm here on behalf of the Reyes. They live across the street from me, Jose and Teresa Reyes. He's 81, she's 80, she's on oxygen, he's in a wheelchair. The lady in the white Cadillac, I don't know who she is, she's hired by this community to check out all the areas. It started with tree trimmings about 2 months ago. They had them cut down. I wrote all this. I don't know what you have.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
We have your letter.
thank you. It started with that, and then, he had to move it. Well, my husband and I weren't home, or we would have taken care of it for him in a wheelchair. When I came home, I realized what happened to the branches that were put out at Saturday evening around 6 o'clock for trash to be picked up on Monday from a man in a wheelchair. She had a fit about it, and he scooted it around on his walker. Okay, that's number one. That's unfair. The man's not able. Number two is the driveway, which we all need to keep him clean. I agree with that 100%. He had it done. He paid $100 or so to have it done, clean the driveway. 2 weeks later, she came back and she was complaining that the driveway I witnessed it done. They are going to paint it this summer, but the way the leaves and the weather, they're just waiting a little bit. Number three is why I'm here. It is the vehicle that they have, a second vehicle, that she told him, you must move that vehicle. Well, he was in tears. I said, why? We have 2 vehicles. I took several pictures of the community, 2 or 3 vehicles all over the place. Said that it had to go. I said that to Mr. John when I came in about a week and a half ago, and I mentioned it has no dings or dents. He kept saying, well, how do I know that? I said, well, go by there and look at it. No, I'm not going to do that. I said, well, get my vehicle. I'll take you over there. No, I'm not going to do that. I said, he's in a wheelchair. How do I know that? Everything I said, I was a liar. Everything. And I had enough. And it was getting
Is the vehicle currently registered?
The vehicle has been registered until I said, because his son passed away 3 years ago. He had been driving it, and he's in the wheelchair, and it's hard to get up. It's a SUV, it's some kind of truck. I have a picture. Hard to get up in it. So I said, take the insurance off and take the tag off, because he's given it to his young grandson. Well, the grandson's stepfather had COVID. So nobody's moving too fast. The mother had it, they all had it at the household. It's been hell for 3 months for them. I'm the one who suggested don't pay the extra money for it to sit there. It's clean, there's no dings, there's no dents, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's just upset these folks who I'm trying to help look after. That's why I'm here. And they plan on, as soon as the stepfather can come get it, and I spoke to Jose the other day, I said, have you heard any timeline when they can come get it? He said, I told him to come get it as soon as possible, and the man said he would. And that's it, bottom line. So I just don't want the woman in the white Cadillac to harass these people. I feel she's crossed the line with these folks.
Okay,
Over and over.
unfortunately, it's a county code that you cannot have a vehicle in your yard that is not registered,
Okay,
in your driveway that is not registered. So you telling them to take it off is a bad thing.
well, because he couldn't drive it, because he
Well,
can't
that
get in.
doesn't matter. He still has to have it registered, or it has to be
Well,
moved.
it's still, until 2 weeks ago, I went to the DMV for these folks. And I just went through it with him to make sure it wasn't registered. I just was there because it was time to get his tags for the other vehicle, so I double checked. And he made the phone call, and I assure you it'll be gone within 30 days. Just give these people time to get well and get over here. and
That's
get
all
the
he
vehicle.
has to do is call. the
He's
office.
broken English. I'm here on his behalf. I have power of attorney over these, to help these folks. They're more than my neighbors. They're my friends, and I help them all the time. I cook for them all the time.
You have a legal power of attorney?
Absolutely, right here's my copies, one for each of them. Absolutely. So, I'm here on their behalf. I'm not a troublemaker. The first time ever here, and probably the last time. You know? I've seen more than enough. I appreciate it. So if you can give them 30 days, that's all I ask.
When did he get the notice on the card?
She,
letter.
no, no, it's all this.
No, she doesn't
That's
talk
not-
to people.
This is what Mr. John said, and I'm here to tell you, on my mother's grave, she talks to people.
She does not. She's afraid of people.
No, she's not. I'm here to tell you. If you think I'm lying, you're
No,
going
we
to
have no reason to believe, I have no reason to believe you are lying. But if she has not gotten a letter from Timber Oaks on the deed restriction, then there is nothing going through.
And
I don't
quit
care.
harassing him.
No, I don't care what
Nobody's-
that woman says to her. You tell her not to worry about it unless she gets a deed restriction letter from Timber Oaks. The other end of that is you have so many days to fix it. And if you don't, you get a second
I
letter.
understand that.
So leave them go. You still have almost 2 months before any fines would
Okay.
be levied or anything else. At that time, you can go to the Fines and Suspensions Committee and explain it. So there is really nothing for
Okay.
them to worry about.
See, and like I said, they're broken English. And he says she's always after me.
Now, don't even
I'll
walk
tell him
away.
to, well, he's in the wheelchair and she's got the window down and she's hollering. So she needs to change her ways.
Well, we can say, John, we will say something to her about that. Do you have any information on this?
You know,
This is not Linda, it sounds like we're confusing Linda with, maybe a nosy.
whoever's in the white Cadillac. I went out, I was in my pajamas. I was trying to get,
Couple of white Cadillacs.
oh no, this is the SUV white Cadillac. I seen it.
Is that-
Does it have Linda does not have an SUV.
Well, it's not a car.
She's not ours.
It's not a car.
Us.
Then who is she?
I have no idea.
A neighbor?
And
Not
why
a
don't
neighbor.
we,
Get a license plate number and report it to the police as harassment.
I will, and you know what, and I appreciate this, because I've seen her 2-3 times, but I've never dressed. I don't run out of the house unless I'm dressed. Now, my sister, she'll run out in her pajamas, not me. I'm dressed, so if I see
she's
her,
not our deed restriction person.
she is
She's
not
our
in a
enforcer.
white Cadillac.
No, ma'am. That's somebody different. So I don't know who is harassing this gentleman. but
Yeah,
And you can't
It's
say.
not us.
thank you, and he's in tears when he tells me,
No.
and I'm not you
And if you
know,
see her, tell her to mind her own business.
yes,
Get her
She comes-
license plate.
I will. I appreciate all your time. I really do. Thank you.
Al Thompson and Cheetah Drive. This is very interesting because I know Linda's white Cadillac and I know when she got it. I do not know of her and as far as doing her job right, you know how I feel about that. But I have never seen Linda. She'll avoid you like the plague. I mean, you can't even run down the street and catch her anymore.
She's not gonna confront
But,
anybody.
but now this lady has me thinking, because I knew Linda had the white Cadillac, but the last time I saw a car on my street, at Cheetah Drive in Monterey, sitting and writing stuff down, it was a white Cadillac SUV. So I think we need to find out who with the white Cadillac SUV is riding around pretending to be her.
Yeah.
I cannot see Our Lady talking to that man like that. And I normally wouldn't defend her, but I don't think it's her.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, before we take a vote to adjourn, I just want to say, especially to all the people who did stay to the end of the meeting, thank you, the majority of you people did not, yell out and be obnoxious, so I appreciate that as well. Yes, most people were very courteous. There's a few people that aren't. If you really have a problem with the board, not about Spectrum, anything, we need volunteers to run for the board. There are 1, 2, 3 of us who are going off, and Barry's up for reelection. So, and Donna's has to rerun as well. So 5 positions, and I'm not rerunning, and neither is Jennifer or Sue.
I can't.
Or Barry. So please step up. We need people to run this community. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Open forum, I guess we have now, right?
I think it would be a nice idea if the board could have the attorney here